Malaysia punya role, macam mana kita nak provide financial literacy to the youth is through our workshop. We also have our nationwide campaign. We actually went from a state to another state to promote financial literacy to the public.
Welcome back to Borak Policy,
a podcast by CriSEES in collaboration with InvestSmart Malaysia.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Ace, and we are your hosts for today.
In our previous episode, we learned more about InvestSmart Malaysia and its effort in promoting financial literacy among Malaysians. But in today's episode, we'll be discussing another growing concern among youth, which is investment scams and also financial fraud.
With social media making investment opportunities more accessible than ever, many young generations are exposed to scams without fully realizing the risk involved. So, in this discussion, we are going to explain on how can we identify legitimate investment platforms and what role does InvestSmart Malaysia play in protecting and educating investors. To help us understand this issue better, we are joined by a representative from InvestSmart Malaysia.
Thank you for joining us today, Ms. Siti. Could you please briefly introduce yourself to our audience?
Hello, hi, Miss Cities here. First of all, thank you for inviting the Securities Commission Malaysia investment to the Borak policy. I think this topic is really important because young people, they are active online and many are genuinely trying to improve their finance, whether through side income, saving, investing, or even learning about new financial products. So investing is not wrong. In fact, investment can help with the long-term goal, retirement planning, protection against inflation, and potentially better returns compared with just keeping money idles in saving accounts. But the problem starts when a so-called investment is not actually an investment. It is a scam. So that is where the phrase from our investor education becomes very relevant, which is silap labur, duit lebur.
What are the most common types of investment scams that are currently targeting Malaysian youth, and how exactly do these scammers use social media to attract their victims?
Okay, thank you for the question. It's very relevant. As you mentioned about Telegram scam, that one is very very common lah. We receive a call every day related to the Telegram investment where people invest, where they offer investments such as offer 300 within 3 to 6 hours, you get 6,000. It sounds like too good to be true, but every single day, someone fall victim to this type of scam. Okay, and also investment scams today may not always look like the old style scheme cepat kaya. Many scam now starts from the platform that youth already use every day, such as like mentioned, social media, messaging apps, online job advertisement, investment chat groups, and even dating apps like Tinder or coffee meet bagels. Some common examples include online tasks or job scam, where the victims are first asked to do simple tasks like liking posts, following pages, or reviewing places. They may receive small commissions at the beginning, and once the trust is built, the scammer introduce them to a fake investment platform. We also see a deepfake scam, where scammers, they misuse the face, voice, or a name of a well-known individuals, such as sometimes our Prime Minister, to make the investment look credible. Another example is a pre-IPO scam or share investment scam. So for this one, scammers may claim that there is special opportunity to buy shares before listing or to invest in certain shares, including foreign share. So victims are often asked to download an app or register to an online platform where the so-called shares are displayed. Sometimes when you see the trading application, the data is a live data. So you think that it is a real platform, like it is not a fake platform. You see the chart is there and everything is there. It looks legit, but the offer, platform, agent, documents, they are all just fake. And they also, like you mentioned before, WhatsApp, Telegram scam. Sometimes they are offering like invest 300 within few hours, you get few thousand. But there are also the type of scam which starts from social media, for example, Facebook or Instagram. The first thing that they offer is investment class. So they don't start with investment itself, but they start as investment class. So you as a youth and as a student with curiosity, you just wanted to learn. So you register your interest, and then you were added into a Telegram or WhatsApp group. So this is where at first it looks like a legit classes, but after sometimes they introduce you to an application or a trading platform lah, which is usually is a fake trading platform. Other examples are including clone firm scams, where scammers copy the details of legitimate companies, and also romance scams, where they start in dating apps, and after sometimes the scammer introduce a fake investment opportunity. There are also scams that misuse the SC's name and logo lah. Usually for this type of scam, they might give you a letter or a certificate where there are logo of the SC, and they claim that the certificate and letter is from the SC, but it is actually not from the SC lah. So the important thing is that the investment scam may not begin with the word investment. Sometimes it begins as a job offer, a group chat, or a celebrity video, IPO opportunity, or even investment class or someone you meet online.
Interesting. That's very informative insight from you, but I'm kind of curious because you mentioned about the scheme such as Scheme Cepat Kaya, that it sounds too good to be true. So I would like to know more what kind of schemes that is really credible and how does it looks like? Because if you see something that is too good to be true, you immediately know that it is a scam. So how can we know how to differentiate between a really safe schemes and also a not safe one?
Okay, I think there are many ways for you to identify the warning signs of investment scams lah. Okay, and we have this formula called TIPU, TIPU. So for T, it stands for tidak akan rugi. So this means you will not lose your money. So whenever the offering or someone says that the investment has no risk or that you are guaranteed not to lose, in reality, that should be a red flag already lah. Because in reality, all investment carry risk, whether high or low. Okay, and I stands for indah kabar dari rupa. This means that the offer sounds too good to be true. For example, very high return, very fast profit, or claims that sounds almost impossible. Like we mentioned before lah, invest 300 within few hours, you get few thousand. So if that investment is true, then we won't be here lah. Everyone would be rich already. Okay, so in investment, we have this thing called risk reward theory. So the higher the risk, the higher the return. So if the investment has a high risk, usually it comes with if the investment has a high return, usually it comes with high risk lah. So let's say if someone offer you investment but with a very high risk, but then they say with high return, but they say there's no risk, then you should raise the red flags, and you should take a pause first lah. Okay, then P, peluang hanya sekali. This means that one time opportunity only. Scammer, they often create urgency by saying the offer is only available today, limited to selected people. They make you feel like you are the chosen one. Okay, and that there are only few slots left. This is meant to pressure you to decide quickly, the rush, so that you don't have time to think, you don't have time to check, and you don't have time to, discuss this with other people. U, for untung besar. This refers to promises of large profit. So be careful with offers that focus only on big returns, but they don't explain the risk, the product, or how the return is generated. So if an investment offer has this element, tidak akan rugi, indah kabar dari rupa, peluang hanya sekali, and untung besar, take it as a warning sign. So the practical step is don't rush to transfer money. Check first whether the company, platform, or person that offer you is legitimate or not. And you can check this via our SC Investment Checker. Just Google SC Investment Checker, and then you can type the name of the company or even the name of the person offering the investment scheme to see whether they are licensed or not. And also for the payment instruction, you shouldn't make payment for investment purpose into individual account or any unrelated account. Payment should only be made into official account of the licensed or registered entity only.
Okay, so Since these days, fraudulent can look highly professional on our feeds, and it can get quite confusing for a regular investor to tell them apart from the real one. This is where the public get confused and they need a very clear and reliable guidance. So, Miss Siti, as senior executive, could you elaborate a little bit in a very simple way so our audience can understand it easily? How InvestSmart Malaysia steps into to bridge this gap? What is your exact role when it comes to investor education and scam awareness? And what resources or tools do you provide to help the public to protect themselves from this scam?
Okay, thank you. InvestSmart is ASI's investor empowerment initiative. So its role is to help the public, including the student and the youth, to understand the investment basics, investment risks, and common scam tactics. So through InvestSmart, the ASI shares investor education content, scam alert, awareness program. So for youth, InvestSmart can be a useful starting point to build the basic investment knowledge and stay updated on scam awareness. You can follow InvestSmart on its official social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and join the InvestSmart WhatsApp community for updates on investor education, also scam awareness for upcoming event. And like we mentioned previously, we have this tool called SC Investment Checker. It is a portal. So whenever you have a doubt, always just go to the SC Investment Checker and check whether the entity or the individual that offer the scheme is licensed or registered or not. Just type their name and the result will be there lah.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Siti. That is actually a very eye-opening perspective. So now we already know on how to choose the preferred investment platforms and the importance of choosing the legitimate and also certified channels. However, all users are prone to be exposed with investment fraud or scams, and that is actually a concern rising among the younger generation. So, Miss Siti, with your own expertise, can you tell us a bit more on how can younger generations protect themselves from financial fraud?
Okay. I think first of all it is important for them to understand the importance of choosing legitimate and regulated investment platform first. This is an important point because we do not young people to be afraid of investing. Investing itself is not wrong. In fact, learning about investing early can help youth build better financial habits, but it must be done through proper and legitimate channels. One reason this matter is accountability. So when you deal with a licensed or registered capital market intermediary, there are rules and standards that apply. If there is a complaint involving capital market product or service, the public may contact SE through our Aduan channel or email aduan@setcom.com.my. And for eligible disputes, there is also the Financial Markets Ombudsman Service or FIMOS, which provides an independent dispute resolution avenue. It is also important to remember that all investment carry risks. Regulation does not mean profit is guaranteed, but by choosing legitimate and regulated platform, investors are dealing with identifiable parties where regulatory standards apply and where proper complaint and dispute channels may be available if issues arise. So before investing, check whether the company, platform or person is authorized by the SC where relevant. You can use the SC Investment Checker or SEMAK sebelum labur to verify this. Starting early is good, but start through proper channels. Make sure you understand the product, the risk involved, and who you are dealing with before committing your money.
Thank you so much, PCT. I could say that this proven that this topic is actually really crucial and important to use before, especially in this crisis day. Okay, so in conclusion for this series, protecting our money ultimately comes down to staying alert, recognizing the warning signs online, and always verifying an investment before putting our money into it. We would like to say a huge thank you to you, Ms. Titi, as our representative from InvestSmart Malaysia, for dedicating your time over this episode to guide us. It's having an absolute honor to hosting you. On behalf of Ace and myself, thank you so much to our audience for listening to Borak Policy. We hope this series help you to make more informed and secure about financial choices. Thank you for listening to Borak Policy. See you on the next episode.